Hi, today we're going to talk about a very interesting problem, which is the Hindi and Tamil question answering of Kaggle, which is related to languages, so I decided to bring to the channel. So let's start. This is my page, actually, my profile, but this is the part where the competition stands. It's from Google, and there is more month to go, so I invite you to try to do the problem, to solve it, right? So in India, there is a problem that when we try to search something, it's not so good, the system of a natural language process in India, so compared to English. And the effects, are not so good. So we have to predict answer to questions. So in this kind of way, using the data that they provide here. And in this competition, you're supposed to predict answers to real questions about Wikipedia articles. So actually, we'll use the high one question answering data set with question answer pairs. And the data set covers Hindi and Tamil. These are two languages here, if we can say it this way, collect without the use of translation. So we will go here and see the data provided, which is just, in this competition, we'll predicting the answers to questions in Hindi and Tamil. So there are three files here, the test and train, as we usually have in machine learning. And so we have these files, and we have for the columns, we will have the ID, the context, question, answer, text, answer, start, and language. And when we go to the discussion part, we encounter many possibilities to just start. For example, how to begin with. There is a kind of Q&A, right? QA, and we can get a kind of notebook that we can just start our solution. So we can just go to submissions, and what I did was to just take the notebook, the Chaii EDA baseline. So we just copy this, and there is a kind of notebook that we can get in the part of code that we can just start our own notebook. So here, notebook here. There are others that have a bigger score that we can explore. So we will just explore in this video a little bit of it. So here we import the pandas, right, to talk about linear algebra, etc. The NumPy to talk about tables, etc. Arrays, for example. And now we read our file, which is in this. We just can click here, edit my copy. If I can change, but we can just create a notebook here with these data and just import. But I think it's possible to do here if I haven't submitted. We can just go here, right here, just new notebook, and we can just import everything. For example, we can add the data. We can just add the data here. It's quite simple, right? Adding the data, we can just pick the competition data. We can just add here, and everything will be added. And we can just do everything as other people do, right? So let's go back. Because many people can have problems just with importing the file as it's written because they have just not added the data, which is a bit strange, right? But we have just to add, and we can start to pd.read CSV head. So in this kind, we just have the first row, which is this one here. So not a number for the first ID. To train, we just take the file of train as we have seen in the beginning. We just print the table, the head, with all the columns, of the head. In this case, it's in Tamil, not in Hindi, right? And we have all the columns. So we count, right? So this is the value count. So we have 746 of Hindi and 368 of Tamil. Really interesting. And we can go to the discussion to understand more things about what's really happening. But this is an important problem, so that's why I decided to make this video for you to really get into it and try to. This kind of transformers, you have to read a little bit to understand more what's talking about here. But I just wanted to introduce the content for you to just try to have a little bit more of this feeling of how language can be very important to many cultures, and how everything in the technology nowadays, they are contributing or trying to contribute more to these problems that occur in modern society, right? So it's very interesting. So here it's not C++, but actually it's Python, but we're not in the matrix, so we can talk about more languages in Python and different topics in the same video, right? So actually, we just go to the competition, and remembering that that is a complete notebook for you to just, including it's in my GitHub also, so you can just take this notebook and walk out with it and just submit. That you're going to have a small, low score, but you can improve it with other machine learning methods. So here I have also put a topic here, input and output. So here we can see more things about it. Quite interesting, this topic of today. So that's the topic today that I wanted to just explain. So see you in the next episode.